Hey everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi everybody, it's Cat.
And you
And
here,
my
you ready?
giant teddy bear.
And a giant
And my
teddy.
giant teddy bear.
Oh, you have a giant teddy bear. Oh my gosh, where'd the giant... Oh, that's the one from downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, he moved upstairs, huh?
He moved upstairs because it's just too crowded down there.
Yeah, well, I hear that. Oh, so Christmas went up downstairs.
It's Christmas-fied
It
down
is
there.
Christmas. Jacarius, hey Jacarius.
Hi, Jacarius.
Lissa's here. Look at that. Everybody's ready to go. Oh man, this is great. Susan
Oh, I'm
Russo, look at
glad.
that. All of our friends are loading in. We were talking about how the decorations went up downstairs for Christmas. Hence the giant teddy bear behind my mother. That actually has been in the family for how long? Years now.
Your dad sent that to your grandma.
Right.
Probably 20 years ago.
Yeah, and then she kept it forever, and then
It's
brought it
just
with her
giant.
when she moved into the house with y'all.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
he's just giant, and he normally sits in a rocking chair. But right now I threw him on the couch. I told her teddy bear needed to go in hibernation until Christmas was over.
Right. The Tomlin family is here. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hi.
I imagine Max is in bed. I don't know. If you're West Coasters, maybe not. But anywhere else in the country, I imagine that child is asleep.
It's not that late over here.
No. Lissa wants to know if we went out together, which we didn't because we are hundreds of miles away from each other. To get a real tree. So no, there hasn't been a real tree in that house in a long time. And the final question is, did you bring Esme? I guess in the hopes that you would just axe her. Max is playing poker. Okay, he's getting ready for the Woo games, is what he's doing.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Once again, YouTube is saying I'm not getting enough blah 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 to maintain good streaming, yada yada nonsense. So just bear with us and deal with us, people. Sorry for the continual lack of smoothness.
Yeah, we can't fix it.
I don't know. It's just an internet connection thing. Whatever.
Yep.
Max is a high roller. Suds in the Squared Circle podcast. He's got Max over Cody. So, I guess Max is going to win all that stuff. Oh, goodness gracious. Jacarius is watching GH again. He's taking notes for his podcast that he's doing. I mean, everybody's excited. Everybody's excited to be here tonight. Oh, goodness. All right.
Well, you didn't watch any of this week, though, right, Matt?
I haven't seen any of this week yet. So Monday and Tuesday is completely blind to me, other than what people have been tweeting about. So I know that Cyrus... so my Twitter feed is just full of Sprina stuff all the time, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. I like Sprina. Sprina's great. The fans, you guys are passionate. So I know that Cyrus had good things to say to Spencer about following his heart and all that kind of stuff. So, I've got that to look forward to.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff.
I always love Cyrus being on.
All right, so apparently Max caught the poker bug because his dad made him watch James Bond, and now he's just all into poker. He wants his milk. He wants his chocolate milk shaken, not stirred. And Kelly, public over. Public cover. Kelly's here. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
And happy birthday to Jacarius. It is next Wednesday. So all right. The elevator is packed, y'all. We're going up to the 10th floor here. We are going up to the 10th floor, all the way up to the 10th floor here. We're gonna get off the elevator. We're gonna look to the left. And at the bench, you see well, nobody, but you can hear hospital stuff. I guess.
Yeah. You know what else you could hear?
What can we hear?
You can hear Britt tearing the hell out of her office.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. She just last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever. She just ripped it apart. And then she went to the bar and had one drink and started falling over, and everybody's worried about her, and like Victor's worried about her. Sort of. Is he worried about her? Or is he just like, I can get something
he
from
don't worry
you?
About nobody. Says he's worried about his family, and that's not true either.
So I said Kelly's name right the first time, so I guess I can let that bit go.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you think about that? Because when so Britt had the drink and she had her talks with people and stuff, and then the look of Victor though, the Victor was like, oh my God, you're ill, aren't you? Like,
Yeah.
what are you getting from that, Ma? Do you think he's genuinely concerned about Britt's deterioration, or is he like,
No.
no, something more about the necklace perhaps?
Yeah. It's all about the necklace.
Yeah,
Everything's about the necklace for
yeah.
Victor. Everything.
Oh shoot, who has the necklace? Did anybody wind up with that thing after the fire?
Robert.
Robert has it. Okay.
When Holly said goodbye to him,
Uh-huh.
she went to turn away,
Yeah.
and she has it in her coat.
Yeah.
She has like a trench on.
Yeah.
And she goes to turn away, and he said, "Aren't you forgetting something, Holly?" And she spins back around to kiss him. And he says something that was nice, but I'd like to have the necklace. She pulls it out of the coat. This old thing.
Oh, this old thing. I'm gonna give
That kind
this
of
to
thing.
you.
That's what happened.
I'm gonna
So
give this
yeah,
to you,
Robert has it.
So all right. So rewinding slightly. All right, Holly surviving this burn. So she had flame retardant clothing provided to her by Felicia, like a big plan that I guess Laura wasn't in on. So
No, but Laura does get informed. They don't leave her in the dark forever.
no. Oh, you can't not tell.
Yeah.
You can't not, right? You can't not.
But I think who they will not wind up telling, though, who doesn't know he was left in the dark like Laura, part of, but not really part of, which was Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they're going to tell Mac the truth.
Well, no, he's the chief of detectives. He has to stay in the dark.
But at the same time, though, a lot of us have found out since then that I don't know if Felicia got diarrhea of the mouth from the whole thing.
Well, I mean, maybe he'll understand. I don't know. He's like, I don't get my son. I don't get to save the day. What is there for Mac? Nobody taught stop, drop, and roll anymore, says Suds. Well, hey, I mean, yeah. Okay, what's more dramatic, right? I mean, we always got to ask the question, what's more dramatic? Coming out of the house and stop, dropping, and rolling, or coming out of the house and going, oh!
Oh, the flailing about, of course, the flailing about. I should have picked up on this being nonsense. I should have. I was believing that Holly was going away as a heel.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I was led to believe that. I did believe that she was going away as, which I was kind of surprised by, but at the same time I didn't realize that it was a bait and switch.
It was. Like nobody knew. Nobody knew.
I
didn't even know.
Just a little bit.
I'm like, oh my
Robert?
God. Oh my God.
Robert and Felicia, right?
Yeah, just them. It was just, I guess it was up to those three.
Well, I didn't know that Felicia's such an expert on fire retardant, how to apply it properly, where it doesn't even send your hair.
Not even your hair. And she wasn't even wearing a cap. Holly, no!
Yeah.
All right, and then okay, so it was
a great scene of an actor being an actor.
Yeah, it was. I mean, when you give a soap actor something to chew on, they're gonna take it and they're gonna run with it. And who better than Robert, right? Who better than this guy right here? You can't really see him; he's washed out in the light tonight. But hey, who's he? That guy, Tristan Rogers. He's the man, right? Yeah. Who better than Tristan?
It's interesting that he's acting a scene as a character that's acting a scene because he already knows at that point.
Right. So
she's going to be fine.
Is she? Is she really, or is Victor going to find out what happened?
Well, Victor's gonna find out plenty, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a pretty good cover story, actually.
They've got an amazing cover story, and I think that they were totally right too. Or given a little bit of time, Victor's not even going to be thinking about Holly anymore. Oh, she died. Oh,
yeah. Well, they're not leading everybody to believe she's dead.
Just severely hurt.
severely burned and, halfway around the world.
Taken to
Kind of like,
hospice.
they don't say the place, but they imply it's far away, like where Ava was to fix her face and she saw patient 6.
Yes. Back when she went and rescued Jason.
That kind of place.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
far
I'm cool. All right. So cool. So the door is open for Holly to come back whenever Emma Samms feels ready, I guess, or whatever the script calls for it again. So what I pulled from this and what is great about the short time that Holly was on, because she was only on for what, a month and a half, 2 months at the most.
Yeah, it's a month and a half if we're lucky.
Yeah. So what they were able to do with that, because they had a deadline, like they had an end point. They're like, okay, so this has to come to a stop at some point. They were able to build this story all the way to its climax and conclusion, and every bit of it mattered. Every bit of it made sense. Every bit of it built toward this conclusion, which is something that I hope that they can take and share with some other characters. Because the Holly stuff was tight, it moved, we learned, we cared, we grieved, we cried, we hoped. And now she's off the canvas for a while.
Yeah, she is. She's gone just like that.
Just like that. Not like Anna, because I guess Anna's going to be back on this week.
Yeah. Anna's going to be on. She hasn't been on yet, but I believe I saw her in today's previews.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I saw a little tweet. People, Vanna's going to be on Wednesday. So excellent, amazing, wonderful, great news. So that also means though that we're going to be seeing Anna while she's on the run. So that's good. That's good.
That is good.
Finola Hughes did say on Twitter that she is not on break. I guess there was rumors circulating around that she was about to take her annual hiatus, in which she said she hasn't taken one since COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, COVID's still around, so let me not downplay. But since the initial COVID lockdowns, she hasn't taken her annual break. She says she wants to stay available for the show, for work, whenever they need her to tell these stories.
Yeah. I saw that tweet as well. That's great.
Yeah. So, it's good.
I'm sure a lot of the cast feels that way,
Yeah, and Vanna, Anna, and Valentine, they ignite the screen together.
Yes, they do.
So more of that, please. Just serve it. Just serve it to me on some sort of nice Cassadine silver platter. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious.
It's going to be crazy, it's going to be crazy. The Cassadines, not all the Cassadines, I'm talking about Valentine, a Cassadine, and the Scorpios, I think are going to have to come together to ultimately defeat Victor or bring Anna home.
It's going to be this wonderful marriage of our heroes. So, I don't know. Let's break this down. Let's theorize some. Let's plan for the future here. All right. Because what did I write down? I wrote down Valentine and Sunny. Great transition. We were just talking about Valentine and Anna. So Valentine this week last week, since it's technically Tuesday, went and visited Sunny and was like, hey, there's these people that I know. They told me to tell you to open up the docks for them so they can move some stuff around. You're going to get $10 million per shipment. What the hell are they moving? Oh my God. $10 million per shipment. And all Sunny has to do is just let it happen and move through Port Charles. Of course, Sunny's like, no.
And at that kind of money, it's got to be a new family.
Yeah, so it's a major thing, a major player coming soon to Port Charles. Now, I don't think Valentine necessarily called these people. I don't think that this is his bad. I think that he's just the person that they knew due to his shady past. And he might get a little kickback or something off of this if it works out. On top of, he might know just how dangerous these people are in comparison to Sunny. And might be getting in front of it. I mean, there's all kinds of speculation when it comes to Valentine's role in this thing. Now, I don't know if we've learned anything new this week about it, but I'm dark to it. Did you learn anything new about it this week? Okay. So yeah, Kelly says that Sunny basically told Valentine to shove it. Lissa thinks that it's human trafficking.
Oh my God. Oh gosh, I hope not. That's just so dirty.
Let's see here. Suds wants to know if this is the West Coast threat. I think I think Brick wound up saying that the West Coast threat was just a ruse or something to try to distract them for a while.
I think he did, didn't he?
Something along those lines, where the West Coast
Something
threat
like
wasn't a
that. They
threat after
dismissed
all.
it pretty quick.
Yeah.
They dismissed it
Yeah.
in one little scene, I think. You're right, man.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened there, because I remember it sticking with me, where I'm like, oh, well, there's their abandoned plot line.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But whatever. So I don't know who these people are. I mean, given the state of things on the show right now, where just villains from yesteryear just continue to show up.
I know, it's crazy.
Like Heather wants
It's
to
like
get out. She's got some
like
sort of
a
tie with
revolving-
Ryan.
It's a revolving door of old players. It really is lately.
Right. So I'm wondering if this new thing that's coming through. I mean, we got Jeff Weber back on the canvas after 400,000 years. You know, I mean, barely on the canvas. He was in 4 episodes, but whatever. And then they moved Elizabeth on to another story.
You're going to see him this week, Matt.
Oh yeah. Okay. So okay, 5 episodes then. So he's come back out of the work. So this entirely thing could be like anything, anyone from it. Could be Luke. I don't know. Kelly says she doesn't think Sonny deals in drugs, guns, or humans. So I know that he stopped doing prostitution. Something. My best friend was a prostitute and died.
Yes.
Sabrina something.
Right.
I don't
Those
know.
are the things that are taboo for. I don't know. I think he might be shaky on the guns.
He is definitely anti-drugs. He has said that plenty of times. He said that within the last 12 months. He said that since coming back to Nixon Falls. You know.
That's why he hated Cyrus so much.
Yes. Yeah. Because the drugs are bad. As for guns, guns might be the thing. I don't know. Has he said no guns? I don't do guns. I don't do guns. I don't do people. I don't do drugs.
Maybe it's just bucket loads of fake Coach bags. I don't know.
So I mean so the community, the soaps fans, have had their little jokes that they said for a million years, and one of them is false Coach bags, fake Prada shoes, you know, just that kind of stuff. I'm more inclined to think that his criminal enterprise is simply owning the docks. I mean, that's the major thing, is he runs the docks. And so he gets a cut of everything that everybody gets. He gets to decide what comes and goes through Port Charles because he's in control of the waterfront. I think that's the main thing. He also imports something in the coffee bags.
Yes, he does.
I'm a little more inclined to think that could be gems, jewels, that kind of stuff, because I think that feels a little more appropriate for coffee transport than, I don't know, like you're gonna pull a revolver or a Beretta out of there, you know.
I don't know what you're going to pull out of there. I don't know. There are barrels of coffee, though.
Yeah. Lissa thinks that his coffee just is illegal. So, so there's that. Yeah, so I don't know. So here's the thing. Here's what it is. You know, in the last couple of weeks of GH, we've been kind of joking and musing a little bit about, oh, maybe it's coming to an end. Oh, what an interesting story to end the thing on. We don't know what the hell is happening. But if they finally tell us what Sonny is up to, expect it to be over, y'all. That is the show ending mystery.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either. Dirty money being laundered, definitely, 100%. That's what Pizzulo's is just a laundering thing. Like nobody eats there.
No. No.
Suds really likes seeing Brick more often. I don't know. Is it because of the sports thing? Is it because he's Stephen A. Smith? Is that why you like him? Or do you like him because of the character? I'm wondering. Because, I don't know. I mean, I think that's an interesting cast thing. Like, if you're some, like, I don't know, if you have a traditional household, you know, I don't quote unquote traditional, whatever word that is going to be the least offensive to what I'm trying to describe, please take it. You know, like the man and the wife, you know, that kind of stuff. And then like the lady likes soap operas and the dude likes sports, and, you know, just like that storybook who people are type of thing, right? I wonder if dudes like walk through the room and stop and they're like, oh, is this Stephen A. Smith? Huh. Like, I don't know. Tune in.
Probably some people.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that he's on the show because he's good friends with Maurice Bernard.
And he likes soap operas, right?
And I think he watched it with his grandma or something growing up.
Mm-hmm.
As we do, right? As we do.
As we
I watch a
do.
lot of All My Children with this lady right here. We don't have my moderators in the chat this week, so it's going to be up to us to remind everybody that we're doing a special this Saturday.
We are doing a special this Saturday.
Starring my grandma. No, starring all of our memories from All My Children, especially during the holiday season.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been watching so much All My Children, you guys, on YouTube. I've been watching so much of it.
Oh my gosh. All right, you're gonna have to. I don't know. I need to catch up and watch some of it. So
You have to watch something, Matt. You have to.
I know. I'm so busy, but I will.
If you go to YouTube and you put in All My Children, Father Clarence, videos will come up.
Oh, I know. I've seen the ones. I've seen the ones where he's dealing with Kindle, and I guess Zach is sick and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, just believe in your heart. Love will always shine through. It's Christmas.
Actually, watching the videos, I discovered that he actually had a lot more years of advice than he did miracles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the advice, the miracle was the advice, right? He set things right by showing up because he's an angel of the Lord. His name is Clarence, for crying out loud. Let's see. What time is that special? I don't know. What would we say? 2:00?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said 2.
We said 2. We said 3. Well, we have to decide which one it's going to be.
Oh, I don't remember. What did we say last week? We need to confirm a time right now in this very moment, Mother. Do you want to do 1? 2? All right. 2:00 Pacific. 2. All right. 5:00 Eastern.
That's right.
6:00 in that one area of Canada that's a little bit further out than the East Coast. For that one person that was in chat. I don't remember who you are. I'm sorry. I mean, I know who you are if you talk, because I recognize all of your names every week, but I don't remember who lives that far away. They're probably not here today because that's 4 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, it's late there.
I'm frozen. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, you guys. There's it'll catch up. It'll catch up. I promise. I don't know. Let me scroll over. Is Ma frozen? Nah, Ma's looking good. It was just my feed.
Oh, well, anyway, yeah. We're going to do something on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be super fun. We're going to talk about All My Children. We're going to remember yesteryear. We're going to talk about the holidays, Father Clarence, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to, I'm sure we'll spill over into GH talk. I mean, holiday season for GH as well. I mean, they put up the decorations this week. Ma Sasha was involved.
I was pretty excited about that because the decorations are more than last year, it appears. They're bigger, there's more sets that have them. Where last year I was looking for a Christmas tree the entire time. I never did find one.
It's coming.
Well, I did, but there was only like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But I've seen it. And they did Rice Plaza this last week where they decorated it. So it was crispy. It was Christmassy for me. I like that.
So and then at Metro Court we're gonna get that one music track again.
I know. But you know what? Wouldn't it be nice?
Maybe I should have put a backing, just very soft Christmas.
Wouldn't it be nice if they played something else, really?
A very soft Christmas sound bed to our special on Saturday. Just of things I don't have to pay for. I mean, I don't think. I mean, Christmas music is so old, So long as I'm not playing Mariah Carey, right? I put Bing Crosby up there. It's old enough for me to not have to pay for it. Yeah. Kelly called me handsome. Thank you so much, Kelly. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know what I've done to deserve this kind of attention. So Sasha was putting up the decorations. It's super fun, super exciting. Nina, the dumbest person of all time. I got to say that now. I mean, I just don't. So much. All right, let me compose my thoughts because I've got a lot to say about this interaction between Nina, Willow, and Carly. Okay. First things first. Nina, the hell. I mean, at just this point, what the hell? 2, Willow, what the hell? I mean, what the hell? I mean, at this point, really, just what the hell? Carly clearly grew in Florida. She said she's coming back to Port Charles as a new woman, and I saw it. I saw it this time.
She did too. She typically would have went after Nina much harder than that outside.
Oh, 1,000,000%. If this was before the whole Jacksonville thing, she would have thrown Nina down the cliff, had her roll to the other side of the Pennsylvania River, and lied there and died where Nell did.
Yeah. She was much kinder than I thought I mean, she still got her point across. It's not like they're sister buddies now.
Otherworldly.
But she was, and she kind of, it was a little more effective on Nina, actually. Don't you think?
It was 1,000 times more effective, because when somebody's in your face screaming at you, you just want to be defensive. You want to say that person's in the wrong. What the hell did I do? They're way off base. How come they're doing it like this? But to come up to her calmly, explain it to her, Nina was able to walk away and go, you know what? I have a new perspective on this, and I got it from Carly. Like, Carly talked to her in a way that Nina can finally listen.
Yeah.
And the Tomlin family. See, I don't know Max's mom's name, and now I'm sad for not knowing that, because I know it's her talking. And if you want me to call you Max's mom, I can do that. But if you have a real name, I would love to call you that as well. But she says, as a Nina fan, I cannot defend her at this point. And as a Nina fan, I really can't defend her at this point either. I spent a long time in this podcast saying Nina's not that bad, y'all. A lot of things were up against her. She's got a lot of bad stuff. But then Chandra made it.
Hi, Chandra.
Hey, Dion's here too. Look at that. I mean, goodness, we need to do an evening every once in a while, because it's popping in the chat tonight.
Well, that's great. I get worried when we come on like this in the middle of the week like that, and it's too late for y'all. I mean, it's not that late out here, but for you guys it is.
I don't know. I guess it's the wind down. It's a wind down hour out
You
there.
Guys are bigger party animals than I knew.
I don't know. Maybe they just like us that much. Oh, goodness gracious. So
we were talking about Nina.
Yeah.
Nina, I don't know. I think Madeline might have dropped her on her head a couple of times.
So there's just so much to pull apart. So much to pull apart from this interaction. And clearly, and I think, well, I don't know clearly, but I believe that we're going to see progression in the story now. And it's not going to be just this same, I show up and you yell at me stuff anymore. I think that's done. This is it. That was the last time we had all of that. Maybe. Now, here's something that's easily forgotten. Okay. It's almost 10 p.m. in Nashville. Oh, we're worth staying up for. It's easy to forget that Nina and Willow have been at odds with each other since Willow has been on the show.
Yeah, because Nina used to be so hateful to her at the school.
Right. So Willow used to be Charlotte's like second grade teacher or something. And when Nina was played by Michelle Stafford, they had a lot of conflict with each other over Willow's goody two-shoeness. Charlotte's just misbehaving. I think that she's just so special, but there's just something about her. There's just, she's calling her cousin Gaden Aiden. It's just not nice.
Yep, that's what happened.
And Nina wasn't there.
Nina
wasn't
like,
here
what?
for it.
So what?
She's like, who cares? She's just a strong, independent girl. Why are you trying to squash her spirit, you energy vampire, as Suds in the Squared Circle says. I'm just going to call you Suds in the Squared Circle because I just want to promote your podcast for you. So that way everybody knows what the name is, Suds. He covers soaps and wrestling. It's an interesting mix. Anyway. So yeah, she's the energy vampire. And so they've been at odds since the very beginning. They really haven't, other than maybe a brief stretch of time in which they had no reason to interact. They have not gotten along.
No.
At all. And so from Willow's perspective and point of view, like, how much more of this woman am I going to take is where she's at, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's at the point where she's screaming at her, shut up! Right?
Yeah. Just shut up. So I mean, energy, great there. And I remember asking, I just remember going back to the convention and just having the chance to ask her, do you want to be Snow White or the Evil Queen? And she said she'd rather be the Evil Queen. And so, when she gets moments to just scream at the top of her lungs for somebody to shut up, I just feel like I'm happy for Caitlin McMullen to be able to give that. That isn't just, oh, Nina, I'm so tired of you. I gave you so many chances and you just continue to blow it. Why don't you leave, please? Just leave my family. And now she's like, leave. Oh, goodness. Oh, man, I've broken my mom so much. She's laughing so loud the sound's not coming through. You got to give it a moment.
She reminds me of. Remember that? Do you remember the ghost on the top of the building, Ghostbusters? And the second one, what was the heck was his name? You reminded me of him.
Gozer from the first one? Or
Huh?
Gozer from the first one, where they had to cross the streams and beat her?
No.
Vigo, the big ghost painting?
Yes, Vigo.
Vigo, the ghost painting, yes.
That's stupid. That's what I thought of, but that's what I thought of.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so yeah, when she screams, she's Vigo. She is Vigo from Ghostbusters. And when she's nice, she's, oh, so sweet Snow White. Oh.
Anyway, I thought it was awesome though. She cracked me up. And but dang, really? You still don't want people to know? I mean, you finally let somebody know. You finally let your husband know, but you still don't want anybody to know. What?
She's just going through pretending she's not sick, and that's a perspective that hasn't been spelled out clearly, but I think that's what's going on. Stephanie, I saw so hard how hard you tried trying to get the sentence out with the typos. Unpopular opinion, but not a Willow fan this week. Okay, all right. That is fair.
Well,
all right. There's a lot to not like about Willow still.
There's lots of things not to like about Willow. I don't know. Willow, in a way, even though I love watching their characters. I love watching all the nonsense they do. But Willow and Elizabeth, they're kind of the same in a way.
Mm-hmm.
They're so perfect and so stupid.
But the thing about Willow, the thing about Elizabeth is though, she ain't perfect, and that was the juicy part of it. Like, she's holding all these people to this standard that she did not live up to herself for the longest time.
Yeah. Yes. That's the biggest part of Elizabeth. She holds people up to a standard that she don't come close to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I like Elizabeth. I love what she's doing on Spoon Island. I love that she's got Esme's ticket.
Twisting her. I didn't write any Esme notes this week, but that happened earlier, didn't it? Elizabeth visited her this week and gave her some prenatal vitamins, finally.
Yes, she did. Finally.
And then Esme was like, oh man, what'd I do with this? And then she had like this creepy hallucination about Ryan.
Yes, I think she's starting to go bonkers.
She is. She's been in solitary confinement,
Yes.
And all she has is Ace to talk to.
Yeah, and a few books.
Ace. They took the view away, and it just every once in a while Elizabeth is going to show up. So yeah, she got rid of the pills, and she's not going to take care of herself, and she's going to just be like, I'm not doing this. Me and this baby will die up here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good strategy.
We'll see how well it works.
I don't know, because the first time that she feels some sort of issue, the whole plan's going to go out the window.
Yeah. Because
she loves that baby so much.
Well, she loves him more than she thought she would.
Yeah, she's a little more into it than she thought. All right. Mm-hmm. So all that happened. It was great to see, people are a big fan of the direction that Elizabeth's going in now. Apparently, somehow, this move has given her agency. I don't quite understand how Nicholas saying, please help me, otherwise you're going to be implicated, is Elizabeth having agency, but whatever. It's fine. It's okay. People are into it. I'm into the fact that people are into it. So good. I'm going to see what's going to happen, right? I mean, I think that these two are pretty good in scenes together.
Nicholas and Elizabeth have a big history. Mm-hmm. Not Marcus Coloma and Becky Hertz, though.
No, it would definitely be
but the characters themselves have a long history.
Yeah.
Historically, when Elizabeth spends very not much time with Nicholas on a regular basis, her clothes do fall off.
She just can't help it. She likes herself some Nicholas.
She does.
Now, if it was Tyler Christopher, I'm sure that the story would have a different feeling to it. There would be a lot more anticipation, I would say, between the potential reunion. of Elizabeth and Nicholas.
But the Nicholas and Ava story's not over.
No. They have this endless love for each other, which is very clear.
They kind of remind me of the War of the Roses.
Okay. I mean, that might be what they're inspired by.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the, I don't know, that's the burning, passionate love that will never end. The one that they said Sonny and Carly had for each other, but that's just not the case, is it? They're never getting back together, Mom. Never.
Well, never say never with someone like Carly and Sonny.
Kelly
I've
loves
seen
the
them
huge
stay
bear.
apart for as long as 5-6 years on the show.
Yes.
I've seen them stay apart for a good spell.
Yeah. Let's see. Lissa says Elizabeth is doing to Esme exactly what Rock did to Carly. Rick did to Carly. She divorced him for that, but now she's doing the same thing.
It's true. It's a long time ago, but yes, it's true.
So Elizabeth was married to Rick?
Yeah. Elizabeth was married to Rick.
Weird. Okay, and then Rick apparently held Carly hostage and pregnant then.
Yes.
Ooh.
I believe she was pregnant with Morgan.
Oh my goodness gracious. See, there we go. See, that's what happened. It's your fault for having a long memory. If you didn't remember that, this story would be different. Oh goodness gracious. Let's see here. Willow has shown very selfish side ever since her leukemia diagnosis, as suds, and that's true. And somebody backed it up saying that Willow isn't ready for people to see her differently.
Well, yeah, that's true. But under what's going to happen to her, what's going to happen to her is going to be obvious anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At a certain point. Now, there was some commentary on Twitter about the depiction of stage 4 cancer and how inaccurate Willow's experience is so far. Because apparently it's a very painful situation and there's just a lot of illness and just not a lot. There's not a lot left to give other than fighting this internal battle.
Yeah.
I don't know. She seems pretty tired, but I don't know. It's hard for me to comment that particular thing.
Well, every time you see her on screen now, she does look a little worse.
Yeah. So, I mean, they might be just building up to it. It is a show. Things do have to take time. Plot has to develop. So I think that we're definitely getting into a point where people are going to be like, this isn't you forgetting to eat.
Started treatment, though. He's just now started treatment. Mm-hmm. So the ill effects of the treatment aren't really ravishing her yet. Like all her hair has fallen out and all that stuff.
Right. But it's coming. It's coming. And there's only one person that can save her. Nina. I've got a lead.
It's almost a guarantee, isn't it?
There's a lead. There's a lead. Lead on her family, Carly. We're going to figure this out so fast. Oh my God. Is that her turkey? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh goodness. Okay, so the bear behind you has caught attention again for the latecomers. So there's a huge bear behind Mother. All right, she's not going to make any sudden movements. All right, just to stay safe. I did teach her how to body slam people, so she will be able to body slam the bear if it does come and get her. But just a quick recap for those joining us late. The bear's been in the family for 20 years. My dad sent it up to my grandmother as a gift, and when my grandma came to move into the house, she brought the bear with her. He usually lives downstairs in the big family room, the big decorative room. I don't know what to call it. Like, it's the room nobody uses. It's just pretty.
You know, the room when you enter the house and you just walk through it and that's it.
That's it. You're like, oh, nice furniture. And then you go to the place that you actually like do stuff in.
Where we actually live.
Yeah.
That
room, you know, just the one where you put your nice stuff. So he usually lives down there, but that has been all Christmasified and there's just no room for big old Bubba. Or whatever his name is.
I got Christmas. Oh.
Now he's upstairs.
You know what?
Yeah.
Y'all get to see it on Saturday.
Oh, no, it's going to be so exciting because they're going to have a big Saturday, December 10th at 2 o'clock Pacific time.
2 o'clock.
We're going to have a All My Children retrospective, soaps, Christmas, all kinds of Father Clarence stuff. But people who are listening on the podcast already heard that plug, so sorry, guys. Let's see here. Mom didn't. didn't hear you. I don't know. Matt Mom didn't hear. I don't know what that means. I hope Liesel is the match. Ooh, okay, here we go. Melissa wants to know. Well, Melissa thinks she hopes that Liesel is the match to Willow. Because Liesel won't be able to save Britt, but she will be able to save Willow at the exact same time. Liesel and Willow will bond, and Nina will get mad.
You know what? You're right. I didn't think about that. They are blood related.
Great Aunt Liesel.
Great Aunt Liesel.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a good notice, Lissa. We'll see if the story gets that deep.
Carly would sure love to be able to take that secret to the grave. And that's just so, of course, we got our Nina fans, we got our Carly fans. I'm more on the Carly fence. I like her a little better. But man, she ain't no better this week.
She isn't.
Makes me sad to say she ain't no better this week.
Stephanie calls it the museum room. While Chandra says that in her area, they call it the front room. Some people call it the French room to sound fancy.
The French room?
Ooh, Chandra likes it too, and I don't want Nina to be the savior. Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be just a sudden left turn for everybody to think it's going to be Nina, and then it's Liesel? Yeah, that would be really interesting. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
And neither did Carly. Carly didn't think at all about all of the family members in Port Charles that she's keeping Willow from.
Yeah. Well,
just two.
Can't be Britt to be the match because Britt can't even be a donor because she's sick herself.
No. Cousin Britt. Cousin Britt, very sick. Cousin Britt gonna throw herself a big birthday bash, and then I want her to just do a magic trick or something, where she's gonna, I'm gonna go into this box and vanish, right? And then she disappears, and then that's it. We don't see Britt anymore. That'd be so fun.
Oh, it'd be weird.
It'd be weird. It'd be weird.
Not any weirder than Cody dropping out of the sky, though.
Yeah, right. Nina doesn't deserve to save anybody. Yeah, that's probably true. And then where do you go from there? Then they repair their relationship and they're happy.
Nina went back to the house, though. Why did she do that? The last time you saw that girl, last time you saw Snow White, you turned her into some kind of monster that time, too. Told her to drop dead and everything. Then you go right back for more?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Because she's crazy. Well, Carly explained it to her. The best thing you can do is just stay away. Because Nina suffers from wishful thinking. Oh, I'm not coming there for the Wiley thing. I'm here to talk about Sasha. To which Willow was like, okay, that sounds right. Okay. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm tired. Oh, you selfish. So.
Yeah. Yeah. You have everything. You have this. You have this. You have this. Which is, oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when I don't know about that, Nina, but I don't know about Carly this week either. Girl.
Yeah. Suds wonders, muses. Well, what if Willow has a miscarriage and the baby's stem cells can cure Britt? While that is super soapy. My goodness, what a soap story that is. Unfortunately, with the Huntington's disease, there's just nothing that the writers can do when it comes to making this any better or any sort of cure direction for one Miss Britt, just because it doesn't exist in real life. In comparison to Willow, as fantastical and fancy it is of being stage 4 cancer with the bone marrow and making it through, probably eking out in the 11th hour with Michael holding her hand saying, please don't leave me, please don't leave Wyatt, the typical soap story. That's likely what it's going to be. But there has been sudden changes in cancer prognoses and surprise remissions and all kinds of different miracles, essentially, that have happened in the real world that soap operas are able to work into their magic.
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't lead to a disrespectful approach to something that's real.
Right. And, it's unfortunate. It sucks. But hey, it is what it is. But anytime that somebody has a funky, weird thing like worms in the brains and stuff, you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. And I also appreciate that GH does try to be somewhat educational to a degree when it comes to some of the real world things that they put into the show.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's a
they
little
do.
obvious. Product placement, Shriners Hospitals for Children. We're going to take her to Shriners Hospitals for Children. I made her an appointment at Shriners Hospitals for Children to take a look at her scoliosis that I had when I was a kid. Don't worry, Charlotte, I'm going to take care of your friend at Shriners Hospitals for Children. I know I'd usually take her to General Hospital, but Shriners Hospitals for Children is exactly what we need. They are specialized in child care for diseases such as scoliosis, which I recovered from due to the practices that they employ at places like Shriners Hospitals for Children. I don't know if you remember
Well,
that story, fans
well,
and folks.
you know what's so stinking funny about that? That's right on point.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, what's so funny about that is it's right on point. It's
It
like,
is. That's exactly what the lines were. Oh, goodness.
it's like, wow.
Willow was like, oh, so Sasha is doing well and happy, so you decided that I needed to come support her at the event you set up for her at the last notice. Yeah, no. That's pretty much what Willow said to Nina. Thank you very much, Alyssa, for that. It's true. It's true. Just frickin' Nina. I mean, that's pretty much that's what I got to say at this point, right? Just frickin' Nina. What the HE double hockey
She
sticks.
might have got a clue, though.
She got
When
a
she
clue this
walked
time.
away, she might have had a clue.
She got a clue. She got a clue. She got a clue. You know who
She might
doesn't
have.
have a clue? This is a good transition, Ma. You know who doesn't have a clue?
Did I have a clue?
Jocelyn.
Hmm.
Jocelyn. Well, now she's got a clue because she talked to Carly, but she didn't have a clue before.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Jocelyn likes her and Dexter so much.
Jocelyn really enjoys Dex, and she is you call him Dex. You know, it's never been confirmed that his full name is Dexter.
I just love calling him Dexter.
I know you don't like Dex. So Joss and Dex. Joss doesn't need a clue. She has a hunk. Yeah, I mean, Dex is a lot more hunkier than Cameron, that's for sure. So Jocelyn's figured it out at this point. You know, she talked to Carly about it, figured it out. It's just not there with Cameron. Cameron, he's just plain simple Cameron.
Was it Friday that she went to Dex?
Yeah, so she went to Dex's. And so Friday was when she was like, "Tell me the truth," and he's like, "You want the truth? I'll give you the truth." And then he kissed her.
She was pretty forward with him too.
Yeah, well, that's because she knows what she wants now.
She's pretty forward with him.
She didn't realize that that's what she wanted until they kissed in her dorm room on his exit, and then she was like, "Oh."
And he was like, "Oh, I want to do more than just sweat all over myself in your bed."
Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Listen, that idea is not as random as you think. I think that's a great idea. We might get to it. I don't know. We've been talking for 47 minutes already. So Joss, Dex, Joss, they're just before you know it, you're gonna see old Evan Helfer or whatever his name is and Eden McCoy, and they're gonna be in a state of almost complete undress on our daytime TVs. And it's going to be weird because we've been watching Eden McCoy on the show since she was like 16. It's like when they showed Arya Stark's chest in Game of Thrones. You watched her since she was a little girl, and by the end of that series, she was just flashing.
I won't find Jocelyn. I won't find it weird for Jocelyn. Actually, for me, I won't.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'll probably skip it like I usually do.
Well, you know, she likes Dex in that physical way that she never felt for.
Yep. She's figuring out what love means and what attraction means, what lust is, all that kind of stuff. And Carly was like, "Oh yeah, oops." Because I was so public about my mistakes, you can't make any. Sorry for what's coming.
I like Joss and Carly's conversation. They really, you know, really connected. I like it. I liked it. I liked it.
So this is what's going to happen. All right. And the chat has inspired this. Thank you very much. All right. So Lissa says, random idea, Brooklyn needs to sign Cameron. Okay. That's not so random. That's actually something that there's a little bit of support for. And maybe, I mean, it would make sense if the whole Chase and Brooklyn thing is over and she liked being a manager. I think it makes sense. Here's the thing. Cameron.
Makes complete sense.
Yeah. And then down here, Otherworldly says, oh, wait, no. Otherworldly says, let Nina carry Willow's baby. Weird. How is that going to happen? Cameron's going to have a heel turn. It's going to be fun watch him going dark, says Lissa. And Sud says, yeah, I can see him turning heel too. Here's the thing. All right. He's going to start singing music like, I hate you. You know, like, remember The Wedding Singer? You know, and he's like, somebody kill me, please. Pretty, please. Kill me. I want to die. You know that one? You know?
I do.
So, maybe we'll get Cameron in that direction, right? And then Brooklyn's like, oh my god, the heat, the energy behind this music, we gotta get you out there, we got emo Cam. Yes. He starts putting his hair down over his face, you know, and then just
yeah, like that.
Exactly like that. If you're listening audio, go and watch the podcast so you can see me mess my hair.
So hilarious.
Chandra reminded us that we watched Star Manning grow up on the show.
Yeah.
And I guess she got some full woman in her by the time it was over.
Well, yeah. I don't know, you know. And well, we even saw Robin do that.
Emo Cam and Esme, my goodness gracious, just the speculation, it's crazy. Esme, okay, all right, guys, here it is. All right, you heard it here last on the 10th floor, okay? Because I'm sure plenty of other people have talked about this before I had a chance to. Esme is totally the product of Heather and Ryan. There was no doubt in my mind. Why else would Heather Webber react like that?
Because they looked at
boned
each other
in
just
the mental
too
institution.
weird, huh?
Yeah, that was the last time she saw him.
Yes, exactly. I will be shocked if Heather is not Esme's mother.
I mean, my God.
We talked about that some weeks ago.
We when we were speculating who.
A little
And
bit.
it was funny because at the time Heather was not bound back to GH or anything. In our brains, she wasn't wasn't Allie Mills, who was completely replaced Janet in my brain. Matt Maston, the other actress who is I don't know. She did an interview where she didn't say I didn't take the role because I was retired. She was like I couldn't take the role because I was sick. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Heather has a history of selling her kids. What? What?
Probably. Did she not? I think she sold Stephen Lars, didn't she?
Well, I mean, did she sell Franco? Is that why Franco was somewhere else? She sold Franco to Betsy Frank. I don't know. They covered all of that recently, and I just don't recall how it all came together because we learned that Drew and Franco. See, there's a relationship that we're missing out on. Hey, Franco! Oh my God, it's been so long since I've seen you, buddy. It's okay that you threw me down some stairs. You were just trying to protect me from the Tiddler. It's all right. Robin Matson, thank you very much. That's yeah. So she was sick.
Oh my gosh.
Heather was in the loony bin. She might not have had a choice about giving up a baby. Boom, 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 boom.
That's true.
Boom, so boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom.
yeah.
Yeah, she sold. She sold Steven, and Chandra thinks that she sold Franco.
I think so too. I do remember her selling Stephen Lars, though. I do remember that now.
What a plot! Oh my God, that's some good stuff. I sold my kid. Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
Robin Matson had hip surgery and then was waiting for knee surgery. So she was getting all stitched up and repaired and couldn't take the role. So that was surprising because I'd heard previously that she retired. So I don't know if she retired and then unretired or if that was just false information the entire time. Too. So
that's unfortunate though, because I'd love to see her be able to take her role back because she just, well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but it's fine. Allie Mills is just freaking nailing it, man.
Yeah,
Just
she is.
nailing it. And now she wants
She
out? Oh my God.
and yeah, she's depicting Heather as at one of her manic opera rocker. Heather kind of does a wave thing.
Mm-hmm.
Heather does a wave
Yeah.
thing. She's at the top of her kookiness right now.
Just absolutely bonkers nuts. Just
Yep.
absolutely wildly insane. But that's totally cool. That's fine. That's fine. So what I like about Heather is that she has I don't know too much about Heather Weber. I know way more about Janet from Another Planet. And I know that I make that reference all the time, even though they're not the same character, but they're both crazy people played by Robin Madsen. So,
Yep.
I know so much more about Janet just because that's where my experience lies. So I don't really know the story of Heather and her. And I know whose mom she is. I know that she was with Scotty. I know that kind of stuff. But when it comes to her actions, her criminality, what she does to people, I don't really know anything about that.
Yeah, you didn't watch the stories of it.
No.
Basically, she just picks somebody to obsess over or stalk in some way. I'm going to obsess and stalk. And then everything that they may say, she takes right to heart and fixes it for them. Like, let's say, I hate that son of a gun. I wish he'd get hit by a bus. Well, she'd go cut the lawns on a bus where he'd get hit
I love it. All right, so here's the thing. Here's one thing that I noticed, and I don't know if this is usual for the character or if it's just for right now. But Heather recognizes and realizes that she's nuts.
She does.
I don't know if that's new or not. I don't know if you can say.
Well, that kind of goes like this too.
Okay. Well, right now she recognizes and realizes that she's nuts, which is a superpower. Because if you recognize and realize that you're nuts, that means you have the ability to focus it in a productive way. For our heroes. Okay, she likes Dante. She likes Elizabeth. Yes. She likes Cameron because they're Franco's family. Loves
little Cameron, doesn't she?
Loves little Cameron. She loves him so, and she makes such a good BLT. So her crazy is on the side of good right now and not the side of bad. She's not going to show up and torture Sasha.
That's true.
But she could show up and torture Esme. She could. She could show up and, I don't know, get involved with Victor in some way. She got a big. The one place that would really be not fair for her to place it is she really hates Elizabeth. Really hates Elizabeth right now. And Elizabeth would not deserve any kind of Heather trauma at this moment. She did move on too quickly from Franco with that Finn, but he's so handsome. So is Dante. See, Heather just needs to get laid. Heather tried to give a woman LSD and then drank it herself by accident, says Chandra. I was a little girl when that happened. Didn't understand what it meant until I got older. So apparently she's been lacing people to LSD for a long time, which I love as a character.
Well, yeah, she has, and one of her victims was Olivia.
Oh, Pier 54 says Lissa just did a Heather Weber episode, so check that out. Pier 54, another one of our podcasting friends out there in the world, do a weekly cover of GH, and they also once a week do a retrospective on a character. And when there's a new one coming back like Heather, yeah, GH 411
episodes.
Yeah. And usually if a character like Heather comes back and pops in and out, then they'll dive deep into that. Jane Elliott, they say, I don't remember who said it, I'm not going to find it. Jane Elliott had retired, but she comes back occasionally. So maybe something like that can happen with Robin Madsen down low. But I don't know, Allie Mills is really killing it. So Robin, you might have lost the role. I'm sorry. I mean, Les Bold and the Beautiful calls Allie Mills back.
Yeah.
Chandra says she always has. I can only assume that's in reference to Heather recognizing that she's crazy.
Yeah, she's.
Dante was too nice. I love how Dante flirts with Heather. He knows how to do it. He knows how to get.
He does.
He knows how to tweak that.
Yep.
Yeah, he just needs to show up every once a month with a BLT for her, and she'll do anything for him.
Yeah, well, you know what though? She's the kind but Heather's the kind of freak that, she might get so enamored with Dante that she decides Sam needs to die.
Yeah, I get that. But hopefully she's going to be able to control her crazy and point it to people that we don't like on the show. I mean, people who are villains on the show. I can't say that we don't like because that's up to personal opinion. And it is
Right.
wildly different depending on who you are. Uh, Lissa wants to see Heather and Cyrus in 2023. Hearts in love. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Cyrus can find a way through all the crazy. I
Well,
love the soul within.
Speaking of Cyrus,
Yeah.
man, Uncle, I love the scene of Uncle Cyrus, Uncle Victor, and our little Spencer.
And our little Spencer. Yes. We could probably talk about that for a good 15 minutes and then wrap up the podcast because we've been doing this for an hour already and it's late.
Wasn't it so good?
Oh my God! All right, so here. Let me tell you my story about watching GH this week. So I've been at work like crazy, which is why I wasn't able to podcast on Sunday, and I haven't stopped. I keep on going to work like a crazy person. So I really haven't had a whole bunch of time to really deeply watch GH in detail. You know, I've been able to get through this podcast and talk about some of the major events, but when it comes to like the details of the conversations people had, I don't remember. Diane, I guess, was vaguely next to Robert's bed at some point. I don't know. You know?
She was.
But what I did was I knew that this scene with Cyrus and Victor and Spencer was coming because of Twitter. And I got halfway through Friday and I stopped it at work. And when I got home today for the podcast, I watched the rest of last Friday because I wanted to be able to focus. I'm such a dork. Because I wanted to be able to focus on the Cyrus scene because they're all so magical and golden, and I'm so happy Chandra's here to share this love. She was worried about missing the Cyrus love. Can he be my uncle, Mom? Can you find a way to make him your brother?
No.
Oh.
But man, it was just so good. And Uncle Victor didn't even, I thought for sure at the end when he walked away, because he kind of turned and gave a stare back, I thought Victor was going to try to have this last word in some way, but he didn't.
He can't. Did you see how rattled Victor was? Oh my God, Charles Shaughnessy, I'm going to give you an Emmy this week or something. I don't know. Charles Shaughnessy, the way that you played, guys, tweet this to him, clip it somehow. I don't know. I'm about to kiss some Charles Shaughnessy boota. Okay. The way that he was able to, behind everything, show you how rattled Victor was by Cyrus exposing what he did to Laura like that, and have Spencer immediately say, oh no, he's not going to lie about this. But on the face, be like, oh, come now, Spencer, everything's fine. Enjoy your game. I'll be back next week. It's going to be all right. Not a crack in the face, but you could tell he was like, oh shit. Oh shit, Cyrus is here. I thought he was in Ohio. Because that's where he was. I don't know how he got back to Benton.
Right? I don't know either. Because didn't Laura have him sent away?
Yeah, that was the thing. Was you can't, you're not going to be put, because he was like, it's fine, I run Pentonville anyway. And they're like, no, you're going to Ohio, bro. You know, I mean, I don't know. They might have covered it on the GH 50,000th or 5,000, whatever. Was it 50,000 episode? Something like that. Was it that many? I don't remember. Whatever, 10,000, whatever. The big anniversary thing where where Laura forgave Cyrus, and then now he's a good guy. Oh goodness.
Well, okay, you know how Cyrus reminds me of, how, and this is true out there in the world. I'm not saying that you can't leave prison and be reformed. Of course, you can leave prison and lead a new life and be reformed.
Yeah.
But a lot of folks they can act right when they're in jail.
Revolving door.
When they get out there in the world,
it's hard.
They cannot act right.
Yeah. Without that structure, how I can make my own choices. Well, I'm going to make them wrong.
Even though they've decided that they're, this time it's going to be different, blah, blah, blah. It's not different.
Oh my goodness.
So let's see what Cyrus can do once he gets out. Cyrus is going to get out somehow, some way.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get out. He's gonna get out in the new
Cyrus is
year.
going to get out.
He's gonna get out in the new year, just in time for Sprina to start making out. Sprina's their own person now. Like when I say Sprina, you know what I'm talking about. It's when Trina and Spencer are together in a scene. They became one. They become one because they're meant for each other. Sprina.
Okay. So even if you mention separately, you're talking about both of them.
Yes.
Okay.
So when Sprina's around, when Sprina manifests, when they merge together like a fusion in Steven Universe, which is not a reference you'll understand, but somebody out there will. Anyway, sorry, I'm joking. So the whole point I was trying to make is Cyrus is amazing. I mean, I think that's just, I mean, how can you, it's as simple as it gets. Cyrus is amazing. He comes in, he knows exactly who Victor is. He knows exactly what he wants out of this interaction. He knew that Spencer had a visitor, and if it wasn't Victor, he would have let Spencer have that visit and not say, oh, you're late for a game. If he was in there talking to Trina, he wouldn't have done that. In the Laura, he wouldn't have done that. And they're talking to anybody but Victor, he wouldn't have done that. So Cyrus comes sauntering in, saying, this is my chance to protect my Spencer
from that guy. And he really, it doesn't appear that he's trying to manipulate Spencer, really. It really does appear that he wants to protect him and put him underneath his wing.
He wants to protect him. Yes, he sees himself as the only, like the Spencer side is the side that, the Spencer side. He's not Spencer. You know, the Collins side, the Laura side, the Weber side, whatever side it is that you want to associate with Laura.
Right.
You know, because it's not Spencer, because that's the married name. It's not Weber, because she's not really a Weber. You know what I mean? The Laura side of things. Right. Well, what do I call it? People, tell me, how do I refer to Laura's side of the family?
I guess he's supposed, is that the only one that carries the actual name of their father is Gray, Martin Gray.
Right, the Gray side of things. Oh, Melissa said the same thing, Gray side. So I guess Gray would be technically what it is. Okay, fine. The gray side of things. Because, you know, Cassadine, Gray. Hey. Anyway, in Corinthos, but you know, we're just scratching that out for this for this particular comparison. Cyrus recognizes that the connection through Laura and that side of the family is the only positive influence that he's going to get. The Cassadines are always going to steer him wrong. Cyrus recognizes this. He recognizes the error of his ways. He knows how to be better, and he tries every day.
Yes, and he appears that, you know, like and before, when we saw him crack up at Portia's house and fall apart and just turn into a puddle and act like an animal at the same time, he really wanted for Martin and Laura to love him.
Yes, I mean that was his whole thing. When he came into town, yeah, he was pushing his drugs and doing his thing because that's what he did for a living. That's the life that he had. He wasn't going to come to Port Charles and be like, I'm going to work at the supermarket now. Yep. It's just not who he was. Besides, he needed that control and all of that power to make up for the lack of it that he felt, being able to control his family to a degree, like control his ability to be a part of his family. Right. He was able to control his ability to be a part of his criminal organization, but not with his family. Anyway. So yeah, that's all he wanted was family, and was to support them and for them to support him and to forgive him for accidentally killing their dad. I believe him. I don't think he was lying. Go back.
I don't think he was lying either, but I do believe that he was just a rotten of a teenager and a rotten of a person that yes. Marty has depicted him as. He was that rotten.
Was he terribly rotten? Yes. Was he the Cyrus Renault that we knew that kidnapped people and locked them in a house and had a big shootout and with the dangling hair and all that kind of stuff in Portia's house? No, that's not who he was when he was a teenager. That's who he grew into. When he was a teenager, he was Cody. He was setting firecrackers in the mailbox and, you know, maybe stealing an old lady's purse or, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and just getting in fights and but just not on the right path, but not exactly who we knew today. If it wasn't for him accidentally killing his dad, life would have been totally different because he wouldn't have been exiled from the Grace.
Right.
And who knows who Cyrus would have been, but it doesn't matter because we're talking about right now. And right now he's found the Lord. which is really interesting.
I haven't decided. Is that amused? Is that
No, this is legit. Here's why. Here's why I think this is legit. One, it's not so over the top that it's super strange. This feels to me like somebody who's been through 12 steps. You remember Gold Dust, the wrestler?
You're right. You're right. It doesn't hit. I mean, it's ever present, but it doesn't hit you over the head. He doesn't feel.
If you walked in with a Bible on his chest, like he was a bishop,
Yeah.
But he uses phrases to explain why he's doing something. He quotes the Bible to explain who you are. He uses, the scales have fallen from the eyes and now you see,
Yes.
Like it's more pastory preachy. Like I feel like I'm talking to somebody at Fremont Community Church, kind of, when it comes to Cyrus. And do you remember the wrestler Gold Dust? Of course you do. Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had drugs and alcohol problem like a lot of wrestlers did back in the 80s and 90s. It's not so prevalent nowadays. But way back when, huge problem for pro wrestlers. And he wrote an autobiography. It's about this long because he wrote it himself. Because he didn't get a ghostwriter or anything. He just wrote from the heart and wrote until he was done telling his story. I read it. I really enjoyed it. And you could tell that he didn't have this edited by somebody else. You could tell that he didn't get a ghostwriter in there because of how often he used the phrase, at the time, I didn't have the tools to deal with what was going on in my life. He said that time and time and time. I had a bad relationship with my dad, Dusty, because I didn't have the tools to be able to deal with what was going on in my life. I had a terrible relationship with Cody because I didn't have the tools. I divorced Marlena because I didn't have the tool. Like I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the tools, which is clearly something that he learned in recovery. The tools that you need to get through your stresses so you don't rely on the drink or the alcohol or something like that. I've never been through anything like that, so I really can't relate through any personal experience. But that's what I got from it. And that's kind of what I'm relating to what I'm getting from Cyrus as well. He finally has the tools to be able to deal with how to navigate through the world in a positive way.
Well, that's true. I can see that. But at the same time, you always expect Cyrus to have something up his sleeve. So how is he just coming in and out of visitation rooms in the prison? He's running that place. He don't seem to have to be any particular place.
Yeah. I mean, there's still that. There's definitely still that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% it's still that. Yeah, he's still running it to a degree. He's still able to get into the visiting room, but that's the open visiting room. It's not like it was private lockdown. There's only one table in there. Like, aren't there several? I don't know. I think that also at the same time, there's yeah, I mean, he's got protection. And he's even said so, in here, he's fine. He's got me. You don't worry about this, Victor. He's in here with me. That was Dad Chandra. Excuse me. So I mean, maybe what it is I just don't want it to be fake phony, because I want my Cyrus to use his criminal powers for good. I want him to be my. I don't want it to be
fake phony either.
Yeah, I want him to be my Hannibal Lecter. This is what I want to see. All right, I tweeted this out earlier today. This is what I want to see happen, and this is what we're going to close the podcast with. Okay, and you can reflect, and we could talk for another half hour. Who cares? You know what I'm saying. So the scene with Sonny and Dante. I know that you freed Anna. I'm a cop. That's what I am first. Your son's second. I'm always going to love you. If I have to arrest you, I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it. I'm always going to love you. Dante's going to have to arrest Sonny in the next couple of weeks.
Probably.
Dante is going to have to arrest Sonny. And this is going to be that time in which Valentine said, hey, you need to decide now because they're coming.
Yeah, and you're going to be an enemy if you don't take this.
And if you don't take this, then they're going to kill you, pretty much. They're going to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that is what, maybe they're starting to kill Valentine. Anyway, we talked about it at the top of the podcast if you want to go back and visit that. Anyway, Sonny is going to get arrested, thrown in jail. He's not going to be in a position to control his family because there is nobody there to back him up anymore. There is no Michael. There is no Carly. There is no Jason. They're all gone. Oh. Dante's not going to do it.
Kooky Nina.
Nina's not going to do it.
No.
She's not. Nobody is
No.
going to be able to step up. Dex isn't ready. What are you going to do? Get Brick in there? Like, writing wise, logistically, if this was the real world, Brick would be the only person that could possibly do that. But you're not going to give Stephen A. Smith 2 months of story. He's busy on SportsCenter. Or whatever it is he's on. I don't know. I don't watch sports. So there's nobody there to control the Corinthos family, which means that there's not going to be nobody there to stop this new family from completely taking over immediately. If they got $10 million a shipment, they have enough resources to take over overnight.
That's true.
Okay. Which means the Wu Corinthos Renault alliance is going to be incredibly important going forward. And I really hope that's what we're doing.
I would like it.
Everybody loves Wu. And she hasn't turned on Sunny yet. They have been doing favors for each other. So long as she doesn't turn on him, they could play this as they have been allies. They're just criminal allies. They don't have to. They don't have to go into she's got some sort of nefarious plan the whole time. They just could be allies. She recognizes she's more profitable with Sunny on her side. The end.
Yeah, and Selena has always been able to. Appears to be able to completely have an analytical mind and shut emotion off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is no good. I mean, she took out the three of the other families. You know, like, yeah, she recognizes her opportunities, and she knows that this new family coming in could wipe them off the planet. Yeah. This is all speculation. I don't know what's going on yet. No spoilers here. But that's what I want to see. I want Cyrus to get out, and I want him to just be this paragon of good that has to get involved in this thing in some way. But he knows still how to control things. He knows how to get people to do stuff, but he can do it without shooting them and pushing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. That's what I want. God, don't let Nina try to run the organization.
Oh my God! Right? Goodness gracious!
Oh goodness! Cyrus would have been as sweet as hummingbird cake.
I'm gonna make a hummingbird cake for Christmas.
Yeah, it's gonna be super delicious.
I am.
Rocco is going through some things. Soros. I don't know. Is Rocco gonna come back 18? I don't know.
Maybe.
Going through the chat here. Cyrus is legit, says Chandra. If he was ever faking Laura, forgiving him would have made the difference. Go back and watch that scene. Oh my God, watch that scene again. Please do. Fido Xavier, if you're listening, thank you. Thank you for gracing us with that amazingness. And of course the actors involved. But go back and watch the end of the 50,000th or whatever it was. Or I guess it was the 50,000th. I don't know. It's been on forever.
No, 50,000? No, honey. It can't be that much.
5,000?
No.
5,000?
15.
15. It was 15. 1-5. 15.
Yes.
That's what it was. Anyway, go back to the 15,000th episode and watch that last scene between Laura and Cyrus. You know what I'm talking about. Amazing, gorgeous work. And then while you're at it, while you're on YouTube visiting that, go back a little bit and watch their the three of them, Cyrus, Laura, and Marty, over the mama's bed, talking about Cyrus's life. Amazing stuff.
Amazing stuff.
Amazing stuff.
And if you're already, since you're there, if you haven't done it already, and you should do it now anyway, like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff.
Look at you, Ma. You're learning how to do this. Cheryl, yes, the Christmas special is still December 10th. It's going to be at 2 o'clock Pacific. Please join us for that. I can see them being partners, but Miss Wu is stronger. Sunny is distracted. Ooh, Sunny is distracted. I'm going to go through this chat and we'll be done. You okay with that?
She doesn't get distracted. It doesn't seem, though.
Yeah. No. Let's see. Until GH, says Kelly, I've never heard of hummingbird cake. Neither have I, but it's just cinnamon spice cake with pineapple, right?
I think there's some bananas in it.
Maybe a banana. Some fruit.
I'm gonna figure it out.
I don't know. Martin Gray really likes it. He's just sitting there on the dock, just eating some hummingbird cake, thinking about my mama and Lucy. You know, Valentine, if it wasn't for all of this, I'd have been a happier man. I don't know. I just need more of him. A GH cookbook is needed, says Lissa. James Lott slid in just as we're saying goodbye. Hey, JLJ.
Hi, James.
We are still on, James. So keep an eye
We're
on
about
James
to jump on the elevator, though.
We are, but we're a couple of plugs. Like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, all of that stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
Also, follow James Lott Jr. on your podcaster. Well, also on YouTube too, if you haven't done that. But follow him on the podcasting app. All right, because December 17th, there's going to be an upload of a fun little thingamabobber, a little 4-minute short story that I wrote. And we cast and we recorded it and all that kind of stuff. So that's coming out on December 17th on JLJ Media platforms. So I'm sure he'll post something in the chat for you guys to go find it. Or just Google it. He's the only James Lott Jr. I've ever heard of.
Yep. Written by yours truly,
Written
Matthew.
by Matthew Thiel, yeah. So it's called Keep 'Em on Your Good Side. Love Politics and Medicine story. Love Politics Medicine coming your way in 2023 at some point. So keep your eyes out for that as well. So JLJ says I'm an audio drama star. I don't know about that. I can't say I'm a star unless we're talking about people who do like adult films, because all you have to do is one and then you're called a star, right? So
well, don't do one of them, babe.
I have no plans. Don't worry about that. None whatsoever. He's the only James Lott Jr. But he's not the only James Lott, because I can only assume there is or was a James Lott Sr. So let's see here. I think that's it. I read the chat. Everybody's happy. He's the only. It's going to be great. So do all that. Subscribe, like. Thank you very much to everybody that came into the chat today, especially if it's super late for you guys.
Yeah, especially when it's like 11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, 11:30 for some of you people out there. There's only one JLJ, the handsome one, says Kelly. There we go.
There you go.
And there's a lot of, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of Matthew Theals, but there are more than just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one's a lawyer in Louisiana or something.
Well, a bunch of Theals in Louisiana.
There's a bunch. We even have our own hill. We've got our own hill in Louisiana.
Sure do.
24 are watching, but only 16 likes. Come on now. See, ever since I gave these people these moderation powers, they become like if we had a fan club, they would be the presidents. It's wonderful.
That makes me so happy.
Oh, goodness.
So you guys, don't forget on Saturday. Don't forget Saturday.
Yes, so Saturday, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. And we'll be back on the very next morning.
We will. And we're going to talk about GH this week, which I'm sure is just as action-packed as it was last week. New time? No, cherry ice cream. Just today was just special because we weren't there for Sunday. We're going to be back Sunday at 11 a.m. as per usual. And then Saturday the 10th, we're having a special about All My Children Christmas time. So that's it.
Yep.
I'm out of here. I'm going. I'm leaving. I'm getting on the elevator.
Oh, let's get on the elevator.
I'm going on the elevator. I'm going back down to the first floor. While I'm going back down to the first floor, read all of the plugs in the chat of the other podcasts that are being hosted by our chat people. Are we inspiring? Is that what it is, Mom? Have we inspired these people to do this like we were inspired by listening to podcasts?
Totally. We were inspired. Of course we were inspired.
Thank you very much.
We were inspired for a long time.
And AfterBuzz TV, if it wasn't for you guys. Anyway. Go back into the elevator. We're going to go back all the way down to the first floor. We're going to get into our cars, tune our radios to previous episodes of the 10th Floor GH, 10th Floor Podcast, which you can find on all sorts of podcasting platforms and also right here on YouTube. If you can't find it, reach out to us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, and I will point you in the right direction or add it to the podcasting app that you are looking for it on if you can't find it. In the meantime, happy holidays. Hope you all had a wonderful week. You're going to charge into the rest of this one well rested, well fed, happy, healthy, well adjusted, and looking forward to all of the great content coming here to the 10th floor. Go spend some time with your families. I just did. My name is Matt.
My name's Kat.
And we'll catch you right back here next time on the 10th floor. I said it.
Right.